Screenwriter Paul Schrader and director Martin Scorsese team up for the fourth and final time on this wild New York odyssey that gives the viewer a peek into the lives of paramedics. Bringing Out the Dead walks the line between acid trip and biopic. It was adapted from a novel of the same name, which was authored by New York paramedic Joe Connolly. The book is said to be semi-autobiographical, featuring many of his true-life experiences working on the job. Editor Thelma Schoonmaker brings a surrealistic editing style that is simultaneously beautiful and haunting. She has worked with Scorsese since the very beginning on many of his greatest films and is arguably his most supreme, vitally important collaborator. Cinematographer Robert Richardson contributes his trademark top-down interrogation room-style lighting, on display most prominently in the Oliver Stone films JFK and Natural Born Killers. That only adds to the otherworldly feel of Scorsese and Schoonmaker's sublime craftsmanship. The three had previously collaborated on Casino, which is itself a smorgasbord of cooped-out, seemingly drug-infused editing choices combined with the cold, calculated control of a masterwork. This marks the only collaboration between Scorsese and eccentric thespian Nicolas Cage. In 1999, when this film came out, Cage was still riding the wave of critical success that his Oscar win for 1995's Leaving Las Vegas had awarded him. This love fest would continue until 2006, when his Wicker Man reboot would change the actor's career forever. This is when the official memification of Nicolas Cage would begin. It would inspire people to look back into his career and mine for more gems reminiscent of, "No, no, not the bees, no!" And oh man, would they find them. His performance in Bringing Out the Dead is probably the closest that the actor has gotten to his Leaving Las Vegas role. There is a similar sadness that the two characters share. Two men at the end of their ropes, desperate to escape their current situation. Just two professional lost souls going through the motions. One a New York City paramedic and the other an extraordinarily practiced drinker. Cage brings such a specific energy to the films he appears in. I really think that his presence here is what makes Bringing Out the Dead stand out from pretty much every other title in Scorsese's filmography. Over the course of the film, Cage is paired with three very different paramedic partners to join him on his whacked-out after-hours odyssey/spiritual journey through the streets of early 90s pre-Giuliani New York City. All three actors give superb performances. John Goodman is the most grounded of the bunch. As a man who hates his job, spending each shift longing for his retirement, this is also a sentiment shared by Nicolas Cage's character. Ving Rhames is the religious optimist who never fails to spot the blessings around him. He allows the high points of the job, like saving newborn babies for example, to fill him up, making the low points of each night go down easier. This positive outlook really bothers Cage, and it definitely seems like he's jealous of Rhames' ability to channel such bliss. The third and most psychotic of the bunch is played by Tom Sizemore, of course. A manic sadist with a bloodthirsty love for chaos. His nefarious exploits are carried out in the guise of justice. He considers himself an avenger for law and order, cleansing the city of the low-life scum polluting its streets. He's a real Travis Bickle type, if you catch my drift. This is not surprising, as Bickle was created by Bringing Out the Dead screenwriter Paul Schrader in he and Scorsese's first collaboration, Taxi Driver. Sizemore's character acts as the perfect bookend to their cinematic journey together. The rest of the cast does a great job, including Patricia Arquette as a potential love interest for Cage. The two were a real-life couple at the time. Mark Anthony as a brain-damaged homeless drug addict on the run, and Cliff Curtis from TV's Fear the Walking Dead as a charismatic drug dealer who is confident in his convictions. This doesn't sit well at all with Cage's anti-drug stance, although even he isn't powerless to Curtis's zen-like nurturing qualities. Cliff Curtis definitely plays one of my favorite characters in any Scorsese picture. Overall, I'd say that Bringing Out the Dead holds up as a late 90s artifact of audacious cinema. It was truly a great time for movies before the 2000s would once again saccharinize and creatively flatten the artistic spirit.